It appears that this committee is being misled by the testimony of the secretary.
As a secretary to the commission, yes, what is the status of Haruna Kolo?
Haruna Kolo is our staff.
Because how comes you take letter to an agency, the agency rejected? They asked you to take the letter again and the agency collected the letter. Something is missing there, and we'll get to the root of the matter. All what I know is we have summoned him and we are expecting Mr. Kolo Haruna to be here. Secretary, are you secretary or executive secretary?
Secretary, sir.
Okay.
Secretary to the commission. Then acting chairman, who was in place. Yes, sir. Dr. Shetima Bukar Abba. I served under him for a period of, I think, 1 year, 6 months. Then his tenure expired, and another acting executive chairman was appointed. I need that, sir. Another acting executive chairman was appointed, Honorable Barrister Abayomi Sheba, who also served for about 6 months or so, and he also left. Then another acting chairman was also appointed on the 17th of September 2019. He served also as acting chairman for a period of about, I think, for a period of about 7 months. Then the commission had no member at all. We exhausted the entire commissionership. There was no commissioner in place. On the 4th of May, I reported this to our reporting line, to the then SGF. I reported that the commission had been exhausted. There was no member, there was no commissioner. It is in public knowledge. Then this SGF then directed that I should oversee the office of the chairman of the commission, pending when a chairman and members will be appointed. Chairman and members were appointed and they were duly inaugurated on the 2nd of July, 2020. So I served for a period covering the schedule, because that's what the letter said, covering the schedule of the office of the chairman for a period of less than 2 months, and it was at the peak of COVID-19. So that is what happened. Then on the 2nd of July, then President Muhammad Buhari inaugurated this commission, the entire commission. We had 37 members representing all the states and the FCT, and executive chairman who presides over the commission and who is also the accounting officer. When they came, I now made a detailed handing over to the executive chairman. I have copies of these records, they are here. The appointment letter for this. Now, the position of the secretary of the commission, I would say, is as defined in section 9 of the Federal Character Commission Act, because it is very important. Section 9 actually is, thank you, sir. Section 9, I read it. Section 9 says, staff of the commission. It says, secretary to the commission and other staff. Subsection 1 of section 9 says, there shall be a secretary to the commission who shall have such qualifications and experience as are appropriate for a person required to perform the functions of his office under this act. B, be appointed by the president. Then subsection 2 says, subject to the general direction of the chairman of the commission, the secretary shall be responsible for keeping proper records of proceedings of the commission, proceedings, and be head of the commission secretariat, and be responsible for the general administration and direction of all employees of the commission with the approval of the chairman. This is where it says secretary to the commission. Now, after the assumption of duty of the executive chairman, well, I can say it was a family union, because the work in the commission was overwhelming for almost everybody, because we are supposed to have 37 commissioners with a chairman, and there was nobody. So 38 membership, and they are supposed to represent the states. So what we did at the management level then was to say that, okay, look, we will delegate these responsibilities, we are management, we will delegate these responsibilities of manning. But before I go to that, let me say that the commission has an operational arm, which is manned by the commissioners. That operational arms involve issues about recruitment, monitoring promotions, all these other aspects. That this is the duties of the commissioners. So when there was no commissioner in place completely, we decided that as management, myself and the directors in the commission, we now said, okay, let's delegate this responsibility to deputy directors and assistant directors from all the states of the federation, because federal character first is about the states, then we go to geopolitical zones. So we delegated these responsibilities. Now, when we were inaugurated, we all came as a family. We were all at the presidential villa. It was a very joyous moment. We were celebrating, we were singing. Everybody was happy, believing that we will get along. We started. After the detail handing over, I briefed the executive chairman, and then also arranged for the directors to brief her. Then also arranged for the directors and all the others, all the heads of units, to brief the members of the commission. By members, I mean commissioners of the commission in plenary. Brief them as to what every department is doing and what are we doing. Handed over the entire files of the commission, particularly those operational files for the committees, handed them over, because now that we have commissioners, they take up those responsibilities that we assigned to the directors. So we had no problem. It was, like I said, very joyous, very happy. Everybody was there. It was a family, In fact, people were singing. But along the line, the issues began to come as to, the distribution of, forming of committees to handle files, to handle operations. There were agitations. People were feeling that, the committees were not being appropriately shared and things like that. But I felt, well, the executive chairman coming newly needed to get acquainted with what was happening. But along the line, we had 24 operational committees. These 24 operational committees are manned by 6 commissioners from each of the 6 geopolitical zones, representing the states in these zones, and presided over by the chairman. When they came, we have records. Members agreed that, sorry, we don't want 24 operational committees. We want 37 operational committees. It is not my responsibility, it is the responsibility of members. My duties is to serve as the secretary of the commission and serve as the secretary of the plenary. So whatever they decide, it is their own decision, because they are the decision-making body of the commission. So they decided that it will be 37 committees. And then there were issues that there were some certain MDA files. People felt that they ought to be shared. I will go to that, I will dwell on that. The reason why, when the entire membership of the commission depleted, we decided that there are certain sensitive files that we cannot hand over to young officers. Sensitive in the nature that it will even, I can mention, for example, we preside almost all over the NDS in the country, including the security agencies, armed forces, police, DSS, NIA, all the others. So we felt these are so sensitive that you can't entrust such kind of affairs to young officers because of the enormous responsibility. If you compromise that, you compromise the entire security and integrity of the nation and certain other agencies. And this I briefed my elder sister here to say, this is the situation. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I apologize. My elder sister still. You are my elder brother too. Thank you. I briefed the executive chairman that this is the nature of this, and it is her responsibility because she is the accounting officer of the commission. She presides over the commission. You decide on what to do. My own is take it. And this is the nature of these issues. But some members felt dissatisfied. Then the whole thing resulted in, I think in November 2020, we had issues, at the plenary. Members were agitated, there were lots of quarrels, there were lots of disputes. And along the line, the then Senate, okay, we went to SGF, then SGF, to resolve these issues. He couldn't resolve it. Then we now went to the Senate Committee on Federal Character and Intergovernmental Affairs. It still lingered. It kept on lingering. At a point, members decided to set up what they call an elders forum. The elders forum, you can see some of the elders who are here, and agreed that these are people who are experienced in public service, who are, by God's grace, advanced in age and have, knowledge of the workings of the system, and see how can they moderate and find peace to these issues that we are lingering in the commission. They tried. I think the chairman of the commission is the Honorable Commissioner representing Adamawa. I have to call him my daddy, pardon me, because the year he finished secondary school was the year I was born, so you can understand it. So that committee, including a general here, including some members, they sat, and well, there was modicum of peace there. But all along, these agitations continued. So I had always insisted to say, okay, look, let's find a way of resolving our internal disputes in the commission. But in the long run, here we are. Those issues had lingered. They are not issues that began in 2023. They are not issues that began in 2022. They are not issues that began in 2021. But it began just like basically 5 months after the commission was inaugurated. So that is it. And interventions had come. Interventions had come from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Intervention had come from the Senate Committee on Federal Character, both personal and official. Members, all of them are here. They were invited. Several petitions were written, counter petitions were written, and everything. Now, how does it work? The environment became extremely toxic. Toxic for everybody. These are factual issues. There were issues. People began to feel, people now. There was communication gap, miscommunication, and then people. You have this. The environment became toxic and so much acrimony. Then roll over to July 2023, when this commission invited us to appear. To be fair, the executive chairman mandated us, myself, and the Honorable Commissioner Taraba and other commissioners that I can't recall. Incidentally, I left the notebook at home to represent her here. It was then the other members of the commission brought up these issues. Now here we are, But what is technically the problem there? The problem is, I understood it because I studied it. The problem is, the Federal Character Commission Act was made in 1996 under the then under then General Abacha. The commission, the act itself had lots of gaps, in the sense that specifying duties and responsibilities of each organ of the commission was a problem. So over the years, reading from the records that had happened, the commission tried to see how can it fill this gap. I have records here to show that in 2013, the commission sat and said, okay, look, let us look at the issues about the administration of the commission, define and assign responsibilities. I will respectfully say that the plenary of the commission is the highest decision-making body of the commission, but the executive chairman is the accounting officer. She's accounting officer for whatever transpires. You hold one person responsible, and she's the person to be held responsible. So as the previous chairman. So now, when the commission in 2013 sat up to bring up this report, defining these responsibilities, but as membership of the commission continued to deplete, and there was also staggered appointments into the commission. Staggered in the sense that 2 members will go, then they will appoint 2 members, then another 2 will go, they will appoint 2 members. So you will have, 10 members will exit, other members, but later it was resolved that, okay, look, let's await until the entire membership depletes, then we can appoint new one. But it affected. So each person came with his own style of administration. Now, some you work harmoniously, some you have lots of turbulence. Me as the secretary has served 4 chairmen. So we have the records here.
Thank you.
Thank you,
some of those willing to. As a secretary to the commission,
Yes,
what
sir.
is the status of Haruna Kolo?
Haruna Kolo is our staff in the commission. No, I'm coming, man. He was a staff in the commission. I had the opportunity of reading his file. I called his file, and I read it. He was appointed or offered appointment or employed in the commission in 2015. Now, in 2015, like I said, I came in 2017. You know, he was working in the commission all this while, and I came and met them. So, when the new executive chairman was appointed, naturally I briefed her. Apart from her entitlements that government also, there are certain entitlements to the office. One is she's entitled to 2 special technical and administrative assistants in her office to assist. This is contained in the Federal Character Commission conditions of service is here. Now, she's entitled to these 2. Then also, these 2 persons are to assist her in discharging the responsibility of that office. The office is very heavy, I will acknowledge. Manning MDS on more than 600 and more are being created. It's a very heavy office. Then also protocol officers to assist. She requested that we should see and others to see who can we deploy. There's somebody I deployed from Lagos, and they looked at good stuff. And as far as I know, you know, and before deploying anybody to that office, we have to look at both his open and confidential files. Open and confidential files to say that his open file and confidential to show us if there is any infraction, misdemeanor, or anything untoward about him, whether there's a query or something like that. I can vouch on my honor that there was none on this young person. Now, he will continue to work in that place. All of a sudden, you know, our offices, she is on the 5th floor, me, I'm on the 4th floor. At the point, I stopped seeing him, but she runs errands, you know, official things, you know, protocol issues, going to airport and other protocols. Well, I didn't pay much attention because that is within the purview of the office of the chairman. There's also a director in that office that is supposed to oversee staff in that office. So if there's something that is wrong in that office, that director ought to draw my attention to it. Now, we didn't know where was Kolo. I didn't pay much attention. Then, in July this year, on my honor, a set of people came. I didn't know. A set of people came and said they were offered appointment letters into the commission by Haruna Kolo. I didn't know. The executive chairman called me and said, Secretary, this is the information I have. What am I supposed to do?
The people came,
yes, sir,
that they were offered appointment by Haruna Kolo,
exactly,
or
sir,
by the executive chairman.
No, by Haruna Kolo. Haruna Kolo gave them the appointment letters.
Okay. And now executive chairman call you.
Yes, sir.
Move on.
Thank you. He now said, sorry, yes, sir. Yes. No, gave them appointment letter. No, gave them, not gave them an, gave them appointment letters. No. I'm coming to that, sir. When this issue arose, the chairman called me and said that, Secretary, this is what is happening. I said, Ma, this is within the purview of the appointment, promotion, and disciplinary committee of the commission. Let's look at the circumstances of this and unravel it and give you a report. That is the proper thing to do. She now delegated, the committee is actually chaired by the Honorable Commissioner representing Kano. I have the Honorable Commissioner representing Oyo. I'm not sure General is a member. General is a member also. Borno is a member. Bayelsa is a member. Abia, we are all members. Sir? Thank you. Now, we now sat and asked the DHR, come, he was to serve as the secretary of the committee. Come, how come this issue arose? He is here. He now narrated to us that when we obtained approval from the head of service to recruit a number of staff for the operations of the second arm of the commission. These young persons came and said that they were offered or they were given appointment letters by Haruna Kolo, allegedly signed by the executive chairman of the commission. And these are the appointment letters. And they wanted to be documented. And some of them said, in fact, they have been receiving salaries and they wanted to be posted. We now said, so how come this thing came that we didn't know? You know, me, I didn't know, because the appointment letters were not signed by me. He now said that he had briefed some people. I said, well, tell us. Now, those young persons were invited to come to the Appointment Promotion and Disciplinary Committee with their alleged letters of appointments. They now came with it. So they were interviewed. Allegations were made that monies were paid to Haruna Kolo, monies were paid to some other persons in the commission in exchange for those alleged appointment letters. And we asked them for proof. Some of them had their funds to show that monies were credited to those particular accounts. Some of them showed us tellers, and it was then that we now said, okay, what should we do? We now asked that, where is Haruna Kolo? They said he has moved to AMCON. So, okay, very good. Write to AMCON. Let them release us to us for the purpose of this investigation. We wrote to AMCON. I'm not sure I saw it. Sir? So, yes. Yeah. So, we now said there was no response to that letter. At least to the best of my knowledge, there's no response to that letter from AMCON to say that, sorry, we didn't see, we don't know this person we are talking about. So I didn't see it. So when we finished, we gave the executive chairman the report of the commission. When we gave her the report, she decided to say, okay, we are going to write to investigative agencies to unravel the circumstances that led to this issue. That is what I will say about them. So that is about Haruna Kolo. I don't know the second person you are referring to, sir.
Okay, as a secretary to the committee.
Yes, commission.
To the commission.
Yes, sir.
Will it be right to say that Haruna Kolo disappeared and you don't know?
I can't say that, sir.
Okay. Who was the director in charge of monitoring staff in the office of the executive chairman?
Adamu Idris.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. We will talk. Let's get to the end of this one.
And
so,
the director of human resources.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
He didn't report to you that Haruna Kolo have been offered another appointment to go to AMCON?
No, sir.
Until issues came up before you discover?
Exactly, sir.
Okay. Before I yield the floor to members, I am an investigator too. I can't have the qualification of being a member of the House of Reps, all of us here, without doing our due diligence. I have my report and analysis. That is why I said, he who go to equity must go with clean hands. Further character, listen. We'll yield the floor to members and to you. These are some of the reports I collected from ICPC, from EFCC, from banks, including analysis. Even the issues raised by commissioners and by the chairman of the commission, we have gone deep to it. I'm just saying this to caution us, including money exchanging accounts of even drivers of commissioners in the Federal Character Commission, with depth analysis, including the POS people before the commission and what have you. So when you are talking, we are well armed to go to equity with clean hands. And I emphasize, this committee will not cover up for anybody that is found wanting in the course of this. We have heard from you about the status of Haruna Kolo. The other witness is here. We are supposed to take witnesses, but I gave you opportunity to give us background so that it will stimulate comments from members. I'm presiding over this, and I will behave as a presiding officer. May I yield the floor to members that want to contribute?
Mr. Chairman, on the allegation made against Kolo and the chairman and other members of this body, Secretary, sir, or Madam Chairman, please, what is the annual salary of Kolo? Do you know what is the annual salary of Kolo?
His total earnings is 160,747 naira point 92 kobo.
Would you be surprised? Would you not be surprised if Haruna Kolo has a balance of more than 35 million naira in one of his accounts, and a cumulative sum of 75 million naira in 3 bank accounts, a level 12 officer?
I'll be surprised, sir.
Secondly, Mr. Chairman, I want to submit that it appears that this committee is being misled by the testimony of the secretary by saying that they do not know how Haruna Kolo got to AMCO.
No, sir. Let me make a clarification, sir. I don't want us to reach that conclusion. All through, I've been conscious. I said I didn't know. I didn't say I knew or he went to AMCO. I can swear on my honor. And to buttress it, sir, I can tell you, I came with the Quran here.
Secretary, we speak to records, sir, please.
Yeah, I can speak to records too,
Secretary,
sir.
Secretary, you know you had your time. You had your time. No, excuse me, Mr. Secretary, you had your time. When I make reference to chairman or secretary, I make reference to Federal Character Commission. Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, respectfully, sir. I think let us be clear about that, sir. Because if you name me in person, that points directly at me. If you name the commission, it points at the commission as an entity. We are lawyers, respectfully, sir. So if you say, secretary, you are misleading the commission, it means I, in my official capacity and personal capacity, is misleading you. That is not the case, sir.
Secretary, according to you, based on the testimony you gave to this committee,
that is my schedule.
Exactly. So if you oversee this, sir, with due respect, sir, let me admit here, I do not know it all. I don't hold a slim monopoly to knowledge. I can be corrected, I can be guided.
Yes, sir.
Based on your admission here, sir, you are the head of secretariat. You are like the clerk of the House of Reps here, who also service us, who look after us, who oversee plenary and all that, and take records. Am I correct?
Exactly, sir. But on one condition. Subject to the weakness of that section 9, I will come to that. Because in one of my recommendations, I made it.
In here, I think we always pray to come here, and we will not allow issues that is not the crux of the matter to drag us. That was why, Chief Wale Oke, I was very clear to interject the secretary and ask him, will it be proper for you as the secretary of the commission to say that a staff absconded and you are not aware? Then everybody was listening to us. He responded that there is a director in charge of the staff and the director did not report to you. Ours is to take note who neglected his responsibility, either the secretary or director. We have taken quite notice of that. We are to clean the system. If we are in charge of institutions, we should be able to account for every activities of that institution. I deliberately allow that, and I think you have echoed on that. We take note of that. Can we proceed with the question, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, please, I want you to have this document, please. Can somebody give them this document? Please, tell Nigerians the content of that document, please.
Yes, sir. It is here. Acceptance of withdrawal of service from the commission. With reference to a letter Sorry, let me begin from the top. Haruna Kolo, Principal Admin Officer, UFS, the Special Advisor, Admin to the Executive Chairman, Federal Character Commission, Abuja. Acceptance of withdrawal of service. With reference to a letter of withdrawal of service from the Commission dated 2nd November 2022, the management has approved their request with effect from the 31st December 2022. In view of the above, you are therefore requested to kindly hand over all the Commission's properties in your possession to the undersigned. Please accept the Commission's best wishes. Signed, Sunday O. Eteng, Director of Human Resources for Secretary to the Commission.
So, excuse me, sir, are you seeing this letter for the first time?
Yes, sir.
You have not seen this
letter? The letter
letter?
is dated 7 December 2022.
So, sir, the Director of Human Resources, whom does he report to?
Ordinarily, he reports to me, but in this case, it didn't pass through me. I say it on record. Then there's also the subsequent letter here.
Yes.
It says, heading is AMCON. Haruna Kolo, subject is Haruna Kolo. Period of employment, 1st June 2015 to 31st December 2022. PAO, Principal Admin Officer, GL12, with effect from 1st January 2022. SALO, Senior Administrative Officer, GL7, with effect from 1st January 2019. And Admin Officer 1, GL09, with effect.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. Madam Chairman, Chairman, please. Are you aware of, have you seen this letter before?
Yes, in the office, together with other commissioners.
You are aware of Kolo's movement to AMCON?
What happened was when they were doing the interrogation, that is when, let me also start so it will be easier for you to understand better. When the...
No, ma'am, mine is just to ask the same honest.
Yes, but it's all right to be clearer how I knew about it.
Okay.
It was sometimes about 3 weeks ago to now. The what's it called? The head of the HR brought some letters to me that they got it from some boys. And when I look at it, I was shocked. And immediately I called the secretary and I called the disciplinary committee members, that's the commissioners. That is Oyo, all the members, 6 of them, I called them to have a look at it, that I'm surprised. They should investigate and let me know. At that point, they look for Aruna's Kolo's
Chairman, is the head of HR director, is he here? The HR director, is he here? Please, come over, please.
At that level, I saw they brought the letter down to me. But before that time, we received this letter from AMCON. That is that Kolo is now working with them. So of course, I transfer everything to them. And it was at that point when after the investigations, I sent letter immediately. One to AMCON.
Let me help you, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
I'm coming. Let me explain. Let me explain. Finish.
I preside there. I'm here.
Okay.
You listen to me, please, ma'am. Ma'am, my simple question is this: before you said 2-3 weeks ago, before then, I'm asking you, ma'am, are you aware of this letter? Are you aware of this transaction or activities in your commission? Are you aware? Do you have a prior knowledge of this? That's my question. Yes or no? If you don't know, ma'am, no problem.
I think yes, because in this. Okay,
No, excuse me, please. I'm asking my question.
I handed everything to them.
No, don't worry, ma'am.
And call me. I handed everything to them. Please allow them to talk now.
Let me finish, please.
Let's provide
No, please, ma'am. I'm asking you a question, Chairman. Please give that letter to the HR. Excuse me, Chairman. About the child, please.
Let me come, please. Let me come.
Mr. Chairman.
There must be control. We are doing this in an open. Anybody that is found wanting, we will not spare that person. But I don't think it will be in the spirit of fair hearing For instance, if a commissioner speak, another commissioner want to add value to that, you stop that commissioner from adding value to that. As a chairman, sir, I approve you should say what you want to say.
You see, as a comment to AMCON, you see, the transfer service there and things like that. It was on the basis of that that we found out that he actually withdrew his service from the commission by December 2022. That is just what I wanted to add to what is being asked.
Actually, I signed this letter. I signed it. Yes, a letter came from the executive chairman's office, which is withdrawal of service in the Federal Character Commission. Okay, Mr. Chairman, distinguished honorable members, this letter emanates from my office, and I signed it based on the fact that Harun Akolo requested for withdrawal from the service of the commission to another organization, ANCOPS. Yes, Harun Akolo has been a staff of the commission. Yes, from the executive chairman, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Haruna Kolo, and you as an individual, as a person, or your agent, or your driver, or any person, either by way of cash or transfer.
I swear on oath.
No, sir, excuse me, leader,
Sorry,
okay.
no, sir. Thank you, sir.
You just tell laws. You know, it's a very simple question. Yes. Madam Chairman, please, as...
Nothing like that. It has never. But take note of one thing, please. All the mails that comes to the commission, it has to pass through my registry, which I must minute on it. And when the letter came in, I minuted it to the HR to look into it.
Okay, so, ma'am, in that case, if you minuted, because I know that before any person can withdraw his or service, maybe there must be an application to the chief accounting officer, and then you minute down the line to the so, ma'am, you agree with me that it would be inaccurate for you to tell this honorable committee that you only got to know of Haruna Kolo's movement 3 weeks ago. It will be incorrect. It will be incorrect to say, to tell Nigerians that you only got to know 3 weeks ago that Haruna Kolo, because Haruna Kolo is also a Nigerian citizen, we also owe him a duty of care. Forget about whatever anybody must have said about Haruna Kolo. We also owe him a duty of care. We represent him as well. Before this committee, every person gets justice. And so that's why I'm asking the question about Haruna Kolo's movement. Vis-a-vis, because the bank statement of Haruna Kolo is with this committee, and there are transactions on his bank statement. And that's why I asked you to have an opportunity of telling Nigerians if there were exchange, or probably you send him on errands to go and do X, Y, Z. No. Because Haruna Kolo will also be cross-examined. So, ma'am, is there any instruction, directive to Kolo not to appear before this committee? Is there any directive from any of you, either on phone, orally, or by way of text message to Kolo?
God forbid. We're even looking for him. For me, nothing. I don't know. Let him talk.
Okay, thank you. So, Secretary, I also asked the Secretary, is there any directive instruction to Kolo not to appear before this honorable committee, to run away?
Not at all, sir.
Thank you.
So for now, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. While we move to the next questions, I need to have that document because it doesn't come from the secretariat. It comes from the member of the committee. So give me, we have tendered it.
Where's the document, please? Let's have it, please.
It is now the document of the committee. Thank you. I will try as much as possible to exonerate the House. Let us not give impression outside as if we are doing any conspiracy here. That's why the cameras, I speak fluently without being scared of any. All documents submitted to this committee will authenticate them. Like when you talk of Haruna Kolo, I am an expert of Haruna Kolo because I have Kolo's complete file here. Nobody knows how this committee gets it. So you cannot hide anything to us about Kolo. But again, it means we want to go to equity with clean hands. When you talk about accounts, accounts are marked with red here because banks have even analyzed transaction between Kolo, how he got those some monies in his account, an individual that sends such money to him, as well as if there is any further transaction from Kolo's account to any commissioner's relative or commissioner's account himself. Please don't take this investigation for granted. A lot of hate, I swear, will roll. A lot of hate will roll. The fact that the chairman is calm doesn't mean I don't have documents at my disposal. But let's root them properly. Members, I didn't interject Chief Wale Oke because when you interrogate a person and the chairman interject, it will amount to maybe I am protecting someone. So I want to be very careful. If we say 5 minutes, let's restrict ourselves to the time upon which we were allotted to interrogate the commissioners. But let me equally clarify something to us. At the end of his interactions, he came back to what we are here for. The atrocities, employment routes committed in federal character, tying it to Haruna Kolo and other witnesses. For allegations of whether this or that, I kept the statement in view until you give opportunity to the other commissioners that we are accused later. They defend the accusation, then we go into the details of whether you are involved or not involved, or we keep our findings in view until here comes a time when we will put our head together as committee to identify where wrongs were committed and what sanction should be meted against anybody that committed such wrongs. So please, we are doing the key issue that this committee have the mandate of the House. You believe with me that we have the mandate to issue arrest warrant. So anybody we want to see, we will see him. If it gets to a tendency of using the powers donated to us by House of Representatives to exercise our powers of issuing warrant of arrest against any individual demanded to be here, this committee is going to do just that. So I want my colleagues to be guided. We want to talk about establishing if there was employment that did not follow due process in Federal Character Commission, 1. 2, whether the mandate of this committee of investigating a lot of rot within the service is equally established in the Federal Character Commission. Let us not delve into the other issues that we will give opportunities to equally the other people that were accused from the other side to say what they want to say at the later time of this investigation. Let us concentrate on the key issues. I know you should be focusing on, we have allegation of employment, 27, 18. Let's establish those ones. And if we don't plan how to do this investigation, you allow issue of accusation against commissioner, against chairman, against this, come into establishing racketeering in federal character, will not get this right at the end of the day. Thank you. I yield the floor to Honorable Baba Ojaha.
Amejaha Baba once again, Chibok Damwo was a federal constituency. Secretary, was it part of Haruna Kolo's job description in the chairman's office to issue or send appointment letters to qualified applicants after they are being successful? Was it part of his job description? Yes or no, please?
No, sir.
Thank you. And when you were approached by young Nigerians, innocent Nigerians, or presumed to be innocent, with appointment letters allegedly issued to them by Haruna Kolo, you were shocked, am I right? Yes or no, please?
Just a point of correction, sir.
Yes or no, please? Were you shocked?
Let me tell
Was there any form of remorse? Were you surprised? Yes or no, please?
Let me tell you the circumstances that led.
It doesn't require any explanation. We are on investigation,
Yes,
and
sir.
you are on record. You were presented with some appointment letters.
No, I wasn't the one that was presented with. In fact, the appointment letters were presented to the Director of Human Resources, who took it to the Executive Chairman, who now called my attention. I said it on record.
No. What you said on record, if you insist, we are going to ask them to
I don't
play
have any
it.
problem with that, sir.
Very good. What you said on record, I was sitting down here, that you were presented with appointment letters by some people. Am I right?
No, sir.
Okay, except if you are changing it.
No, I'm not changing
No,
it.
you have a right to change it.
No, I'm not changing it.
Okay.
My statements are consistent, sir.
In this case, it's not. Because, excuse me, we are not arguing. It's what you said. And you are not the only person in this hall. You said you are in your office when you were presented with some appointment letters by some Nigerians. And they said...
let me come in. Ours is to take note. Whether you have said that or you haven't, it is on record. Now you are saying another thing, whether it is what you said now that you said before, it is equally on record. Can we make progress?
I am on record and I'm on air.
Yes.
What I said, and I stand by it,
Yes.
is when the Director of Human Resources drew the attention of the Executive Chairman to what has happened, she called me and now said, this is what has happened. I now told her that, Ma, the best thing to do in this case, ask the Appointment, Promotion and Disciplinary Committee to investigate this and give you a report. That is what I said.
It's okay, we are going to compare the statements.
Thank you, sir.
One. Secondly, Madam Chairman, when did you pick up an appointment as Executive Chairman of the Commission? That was exactly 5 years after Haruna Kolo's appointment to the Commission.
Yes.
When you came in with Haruna Kolo's 5 years cognate experience, his resume as well as his open and secret files were perused by the Secretary of the Commission and other members of the committee to see or confirm whether Haruna Kolo is qualified to work as your principal personal secretary, which they did.
It's protocol to the whole commission.
Okay, protocol to the whole commission,
Exactly.
that his resume, his open and secret file must be perused to see whether he has, whether he has certain issues that may not qualify him to work in your office, which they did, and there was nothing negative as far as the file is concerned, and it's been posted.
I did not see the file then.
You did not.
The
What I'm
secretary
saying is I'm just
posted
telling you the procedure that brought Haruna Kolo to your office. You are not part of it. It was their responsibility to do this background check and make sure that who is going to be posted to work with you in your office must be a person of proven character and integrity. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, this thing happened few years after the appointment of the chairman. And all this while from 2015 to 2020, Haruna Kolo had no any other issue, either openly or subliminally in the commission, based on the content of his open and secret file. And now it happens. When you got that letter, did you call for investigation? When you got those letters allegedly from Haruna Kolo as fake appointment letters?
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. Because it's an allegation.
Yes,
Chairman's signature is there. And Haruna Kolo is a staff of the commission. So I want to know, have you called for thorough investigation of those appointment letters issued by Haruna Kolo on behalf of the commission?
Sir, I say this, I'm conscious of what I have been saying, that when it happened, the executive chairman mandated the appointment, promotion, and disciplinary committee to do the investigation. I am a member of that committee, along with other members. I've listed them. And we did it, and we gave the report, and I stated the action she took after.
Secretary, is for him.
Okay.
It's for the commission. But when you find out a problem in an institution, it doesn't mean whether the person is there or is not there before he is brought to justice.
Yeah, excuse me, please, sir. Just like to help this committee. When I came in, I explained that I said they employed illegally 64. So I got this 24, so it's from this area, this thing. And we asked them for the file. They said they don't have the file. From that's the former HR. Exactly. We asked. I asked them for the file, no file. I asked for the CV, no CV. Phone number, no phone number. I took it to the plenary. At the plenary, they said we should drop all the 64. It's from the 64 that we are getting all these people. That means they don't have my signature to sign. They don't have the letterhead paper, probably because they've been having acting chairman before I came in. Because these 24 of them that they are talking about happened before we came in.
Thank
so
you.
It's from this
Thank
64
you. Thank
that
you.
they
Thank
took
you.
30,
Thank
they
you.
took 24.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody will ask, sir.
As a member of Appointment, Promotion and Disciplinary Committee, what we found out was that the people that came, all of them allege that Haruna Kulu collected a certain amount of money from them before giving them letters of appointment. However, in the spirit of justice too, it would be nice to hear from Haruna Kulu. We wrote a letter to AMCOM, where it currently is. He did not come back to Federal Character Commission. So when he did not come to Federal Character Commission, part of our recommendation to the chairman was that, look, let the agencies empower to investigate this matter further, investigate the matter. That's the basis why we say let ICPC and DSS investigate this matter.
Within the mandate of our extant rules in the civil service.
Yes.
If a staff of an agency is suspected to have committed atrocities like that.
He's no longer a staff of the agency because he has withdrawn.
Okay. This is what I said. It is noted. What you said is noted. But I emphasize again for us to move forward.
He was no longer staff of. Sir.
We have emphasized, been established that yes, complaint came genuinely to the commission, young Nigerians, and genuinely commission referred the matter to disciplinary committee. Disciplinary committee invited him, he refused to come, and referred the matter to DSS. But where we equally note, without mentioning word that we cannot change, is the fact that your investigation have not recommended for a sanction to Haruna Kolo, only recommended that DSS should investigate the matter, refer the matter to the DSS. Is that what happened? Yes or no, please?
No, we have not recommended any politic measure to Haruna Kolo because
presently Haruna Kolo is an employee of the Council of Local Education at Nigeria Law School, employed in 2022 as a senior administrative officer posted to that's another information. He is with the Council of Nigerian Local Education, Nigeria Law School, employed in 2022, posted to Personnel Department. That should be, take note of that. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, sir, if you look at the nominal roll submitted by the Commission, by the Chairman, the 2021 budget, I think the Commission has punishment for agencies that did not follow the let-down principle of the federal character. It has. In that nominal role, if you go to page 32 to 34, out of the staff employed, the allegedly 24 staff, 20 of those staff, 10 of them are from Kwara State alone. How does that happen? 10 of them are from Kwara. That should be checked and verified. Out of the 24, the 2021 nominal roll submitted by the Commission to this committee, page 32 to page 34. That is the second question. 10 out of the 24 are from Kwara, which is a clear violation of the federal character principle. Thirdly and last, my third question has been answered, so I'll stop at that.
Since we are inviting all those agencies that are said that is working there, we'll ask those agencies to their nominal role. We'll cross-check. We'll equally interact with Haruna Kolo here to know the number of agencies he is. But about Kwara, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, thank you very much for drivers. And I came with an essay. Out of the people I picked, because the salary of the driver is just about 30-something thousand, they left. I had to pick another ones. That's why you have them. And they've all gone because of the salary. Whereby, because they are collecting about 50, 60 somewhere else, and from our own place, it's about 30-something, 32, 33. So they left. That's why you have it. It's drivers.
Let's make progress.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Members, it doesn't exonerate the fact that there is a law establishing the agency that you should ensure equitable distribution of appointments and employment across the states of the Federation. We take note of that. Next member, please.
Thank you.
Kulu is also working somewhere else now. Shocked.
That is left for this committee to determine where all the support surrounding him will be unveiled. Thank you.
Chairman, sir. Chairman, sir. Chairman.
Okay. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I have a letter here which I want the Human Resource of Federal Character Commission to cross-check. Moftal is a male with file number 2590. His rank is CAO. I don't know the full meaning of that. He's a grade level 14, step 2. He's from Kwara State. The date of his first appointment is 2nd July 2020. He holds a master degree in management science in 2017, BSc business admin in 2014, PGD 2014, and all that. That is in 2020, as contrary to the letter you submitted to us that the commission has not recruited. That is number one. Number two, we equally have another person that the commission recruited in 2020. The name is Nuhu Hanatu. The person is a female with serial number 1091, with file number P26888, with IPS number 490398. The rank of this person is CO2, with a grade level 4, step 5. The person is from Kaduna State, with date of first appointment 30th March 2020. That is number 2. Number 3, yes. The third person that the commission recruited in 2020 as contrary to your submission is Olaboye Mutiu. He's a male with serial number 232 with file number P2589 with IPS number 490919. The rank is CAO, grade level 14, step 9. Person is from Kwara State. Date of first appointment is 2nd July 2020. He holds a BA in English, Master's, Management Science and Admin and all that.
By the then acting executive chairman, that 2020, the first lady she mentioned. That one. Now, for the subsequent ones, I think the EC brought them as her personal aides, as I stated earlier. Then later, I think both of them left. Yes. No, it's not by personal.
Member, any question? No, please. A member asks question, I'm not asking commission.
Respectfully, sir, like I stated earlier in the condition of service here, a chairman is entitled to 2 personal aides. I stated it is here.
Can you tender this condition of service
sir.
to us?
Yes, sir.
Said they have left.
For the 2.
He mentioned more than 2.
Oh, no, I mentioned Hannatu. Then he mentioned Olaboye, and then
Now to give you people soft landing, caught me anywhere, soft landing. Can we conclude that if we discover that there was a recruitment done contrary to your letter to us, are you going to find it offensive? Should this committee take aggressive decision against the federal character?
As long, sir, respectfully, as long as it complies with the let-down procedure, we have complied with it. And I have
but you have written to us that you have not recruited from this year, Director of Personnel. Director of Personnel. I think I will use Chief Wale Oke's word, come over. Are you the author of that letter to us? Thank you. We take note of your submission.
About this Haruna Kolo. Is this Haruna Kolo a spirit? If Haruna Kolo is not a spirit, I think he has documents with Human Resource Department. I think they should provide it for us so that we can do the needful. If it means issuing warrant of arrest, I think we'll go ahead to do that, because we have discussed this Haruna Kolo for virtually 2 sittings now.
Secretary to the Commission, please, I have just a very simple question to you. Haruna Kolo left the Federal Character Commission to AMCON, November 2022. Where does Haruna Kolo receive salary from January to June? That is my question. Thank you.
Rule, but he is asking, which is very critical, and I like it.
That I found out Haruna Kolo had left the commission in July 2023. I've said it.
So, representative of IPPIS, are they here? DEX officers. IPPIS DEX officer. Why is IPPIS DEX? We are pointing out where the wrongs are. With the inducting points and the non-inducting point. At the right time, you will hear from us. We cannot say anything here. But we are not done with you. We may call you when appropriate on issue of abuses of employment in institution, more so that you are the one that grant waivers and certificate of compliance to other agencies. Federal character, this committee, we will do it with you. Whenever we need clarification or any agency or you have approved anything contrary to the extant law, we will continue to refer to you until our final report is out. But we are not done. We are done with the first phase, which will leave you to talk about the second one.